This conference will now be recorded.
Hey everybody, I hope you can hear me okay. Looks like all the buttons are pushed and all the lights are on. This is Tammy DeLu for those of you who don't know me, and I have this little weird beanie cap on. It's actually it's an electromagnetic frequency hat. Seriously, it's the tinfoil hat hidden underneath some wool, but have it on because it's kind of cold and rainy here in Southern Cal, believe it or not. And the reason I decided to make this video is because a couple of things happened over the last couple of weeks that I want to update everybody on everything that's going on, because it seems like I throw a lot out there at you. I just have so many balls in the air, and I like to keep busy, and I like to keep looking for things that are going to help my agents and advisors make more money. And it's getting harder and harder in this current economic climate, but I'm still looking for ways to make more money. With that in mind, many of you know, pulled my license out of mothballs. I'm now licensed in California, Arizona, and Texas. And I did that so that I could help you in a different way by being part of the organizations that I'm introducing you to. Now, not all of the stuff is right for everybody. I mean, you guys specialize in different things, and you have different tolerances, you have different ideals, you have different goals. So the only reason I bring all of the stuff to you is because I never know. I never know when something's going to resonate with someone and you're going to be able to use it. So with that in mind, this was the reason behind the Good Guides. The Good Guides was we were recruiting into that warranty company, and it was another product you could use as a teaser, as an interest getter, as something different for your marketing. And it was also something you could use for your clients that are on fixed budgets and they have to keep their cars longer and they have to keep their homes longer, right? So that was the purpose behind it. I haven't done a lot with it myself because they still don't have it all, they don't have their act together in California in a lot of ways. So it's not really something that I can sell here. However, I just thought it would be an extra thing, an extra tool in your tool belt. So that's what's happening with Good Guides. And those of you who have participated in that, thank you. And there are a few of you who have sold some policies, and it's a pretty decent commission. But again, from a marketer standpoint, it was something different that you could talk to people about besides just plain insurance. Okay. Now that was the same thing with "Oh Shit, I Died." A lot of people are like, "Oh, that's just a gimmick." Yeah, it is. I mean, a lot of marketing is gimmicks, right? It's not just a gimmick. It is a legitimate life insurance policy. It's a forester's policy, I think. It's just your plain Jane accident policy. But the "Oh Shit, I Died" and the little monkey and stuff was a different spin. Now, what I've discovered about the "Oh Shit, I Died" is that it is a very good product for doing live events. It's something that you can set up a table, and we are going to have a webinar on this later about how to set up an event so that you can do a 1 day or 2 day event inexpensively and get 50, 100, 200 leads. And those are the very best kind of leads you can have, and "Oh Shit, I Died" can help you with that. So if you're interested in doing live events again, but not those expensive dinner seminars, then you might want to look into "Oh Shit, I Died," right? And there'll be links underneath this video for you to sign up. Doesn't cost you anything to do it. The website, the Mirror website, has a drip system built into it. And so that will cost you, but nothing else, nothing else will cost you on that. And we'll give you, we'll help you when you get ready to do your event. Now, we go back to the drip. Today's subject is something it doesn't surprise me, but it still appalls me how many agents and advisors leave money on the table simply because they do not continue to reach out to their prospects and their clients for that matter. I just recently was involved in a project for an advisor where I helped him clean up his database. And oh my gosh, I could not believe. And this was a very specialized project that I did because I had to call a lot of these clients had not been contacted literally in years. Okay. So what happens? The advisor goes in, he sells an annuity, he sells a life insurance policy, she sells a life insurance. Women are better about this. We don't usually forget, but I digress. Anyway, you go, you sell your policy, and guess what happens? You never talk to that person again. And oh my gosh, are you missing out? I can't tell you over the years how many people I have had who do not follow up at all after the initial sale. They just clear cut the forest and they never contact that person. And that is a huge mistake for a lot of reasons. One, it gives the other agents out there, your competitors, a chance to go sneak around and play up that angle. Oh, you mean Johnny hasn't reached out to you since he sold you that annuity? Did you know there's better ones out there? Has he talked to you about long-term care? That's what the other agents who are smart are doing. For those of you who have no drip system in place, right? The second reason it's dumb is because if you reach out to people and you learn more about them, you can give them, better products, right? Better products, better services. Things come out on the market since the time you sold that might be way more suitable for your client. How are you going to know if you never talk to them? Also, when they have life events, they need different kinds of products, right? The husband dies, they have a grandchild, whatever it is, it's a life event and you won't know about it because they're not going to reach out to you most of the time. They're waiting for you to call them or at least send them an email or a newsletter or something. Okay. If they're not thinking about you, that's a problem. Okay. So, this is why I want to encourage you. Please reach out. You won't believe how many extra sales you can make. So just by calling this advisor's list, and he was selling his business to another advisor, that's an important third reason why you need to keep your data up to date and accurate, right? Because guess what? Your practice is your data, and that's what you're selling. Okay? If you're not going to be able just to hand over a bunch of policies to a new person and say, here, pay me for that. You have to have accurate data. You're selling your goodwill. How can you have goodwill if you never reach out to your clients? Never talk to them again. Never find out whether their son or daughter might need something from you, or their grandkids, or their neighbor. If you don't reach out at least on a consistent, regular basis, you're losing out. And you're going to end up losing that client, and you surely will not get referrals. Okay. I mean, I'm not talking about bugging people. I'm talking about just basic, hey, how are you doing, George? Anything change? Has your address changed? Has your email changed? Do I have the correct phone number for you? How hard is that? And yet you guys never do it. I mean, out of all the agents I've had over the years, maybe 1 in 150 do that on a regular basis. The ones that do it make extra money without having to go out and buy leads and without having to prospect all the freaking time. So do this. And this is the reason I'm coming to why I'm going to help you with this, because over the years, you've heard me preach this over and over again. And I've referred you to people and I've told you to do this. Most of you will never do anything I say, period. And, it's okay. You don't want to spend the money. You don't want to take the time. That's fine. But you're going to have to work harder sometimes to make less money, especially in the future. Guess what? With AI and all that, you think, I know these marketing companies are calling you going, hey, Mr. Advisor, we can do AI marketing for you for half the price of what you'd pay somebody for. And it's effective and you'll never have to do any real work again. That's baloney. And eventually there will be blowback. Already Google doesn't like AI. So if you're using that for marketing, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. But what I'm telling you here is not that AI is bad. You can automate certain tasks with it, but you cannot leave your clients to a machine, okay? In the future, people are going to value and appreciate those agents and advisors that take the time to foster real, warm, flesh and blood relationships, okay? And everybody I know in the tech sector would tell you the same too. Whether they're working on an AI super computer or not, it can only go so far. So if you really believe that you have value and you really believe in what you're doing, then you need to reach out. And what we're going to do is the ohshitidied.com is kind of a prototype for this, but we can do it with any line of insurance. So if you're into, you do whole life or IUL or something like that, we can make a drip system based around that for you. It will automate some of the work. It will make it a little bit easier. But the most important thing is you'll be able to tell who's a responsive prospect and client and who isn't, right? And then just reach out to them. If you don't like to be on the phone, and many of you are afraid of the phone, I know I was in the beginning of my career as well. So I totally get that. If you're afraid of the phone, we have people based here in the US who know how to speak to these clients, right? They're not a computer. They're not somebody trying to be clever and imitate Marlon Brando's voice so that, oh, they're not a robo dialer, okay? They're real people that will call your list. And we have real licensed people who can do more than that. So if you're sitting there thinking, I don't have time to reach out, I'm telling you, the project I just did was a lot of fun for me. I don't have time to do it all the time, but it's a lot of fun reaching out to these people, finding out what they need. And you know what? The guy booked like 10 appointments out of this. So it's possible for you to get someone to do this for you. You've got to spend a little money on yourself if you don't want to do it, on your own. Okay. So I'm just saying we have plenty of people in my little Rolodex. Remember those things? In my little Rolodex, I have plenty of people I can refer you to get these things done. There's no excuses anymore for not doing it. Now, the one that Sherilyn and I are developing, I don't know the final pricing, but it's going to be around $149 a month. It's going to be way beyond anything you had if you had Retire Village. This will blow it away. This is going to be a drip system that you can modify as you go along. Say you want to do Facebook ads in the future, we can integrate that into that. We can integrate your other websites into it. And the most important thing to me is we can do automated emailing, and you'll be able to see who opened what, when they opened it, and you'll be able to follow a timeline of the relationship you have with that person. Make it much easier on your staff, make it much easier on you. And there's just no excuse now. Spend a little money on the drip, and I guarantee that you will start to see happier clients, happier prospects, and you'll be able to convert more. Now, the other thing is, I can also build bespoke lists, okay? This is very time consuming and tedious, so I can't do it for a lot of people. But if you feel like you need a jump start in your business, then if you buy this system, with the drip in it, I will help you. I'll charge you very minimal amount of money, and I'll put together a bespoke list, meaning I will let you choose your geography, the kind of person you want, the business that they're in, and things like that. And we'll make a list, a cold list that will slowly integrate into your system. And this will build prospects. As a matter of fact, some of these leads are better than the ones you pay $150 for. Okay. Again, it's all about nurture. It's all about perception. If people perceive that you're a real human being, that you really have their interests at heart, they're going to be much more receptive to your message, right? So I'm just saying, look, stay in touch with people. You just never, ever know. I mean, the conversations I had with this agent's prospects were amazing. I mean, they were disheartening, some of them, because it's like, oh, I haven't heard from Johnny in about 3 years. And you're like, oh my gosh, 3 years, really? But then some of them were good. Some of them were good. We're like, do you mind calling my son? He's looking into annuities now. Just things that can turn into sales for you, right? Is this what you want? I mean, going forward, your clients are going to need you more than they've ever needed you before. They're going to have questions. They're going to be confused. They're going to want to know, do I invest? Do I hold back? What can I do? Am I going to have enough money for my retirement? Probably not. But anything that you can do to help them is going to be a plus. Okay. So I'm just saying, you don't have to do everything I'm pushing out there to you. Okay. I don't expect you to, but I expect you to find one or two things and say, yes, I could do this. It's not too expensive. It's not too time consuming. It's something that will help my business. And then pick something and stick with it a few months. Don't just, oh, I tried it for a week and it didn't work and I'm going to just give up on it. You've got to stick with it. And you teach your clients to think long term. And that's how you should think in your marketing as well. Okay. That's all. I mean, I'm sorry if I seem a little harsh here, but I mean, I really want all of my agents and advisors to succeed. And those of you who are in my groups, if you want to be joined with me in the agents groups that I'm forming, there's also links down below this video. Join with me and you'll get a lot more insider stuff and a lot more hand holding and a lot more help. But I can't babysit. I can't do everything for you. There's just me. And I can't do that. I mean, you have to take responsibility at some point for your own success. So again, I'm always happy to help you answer questions. I'm always happy to give you a referral. Like if you're a life insurance person and you would like to partner with a P&C person, let me know and I'll hook you up with someone good. Okay. Same if you want to hook up with a CPA or an estate planning attorney. If you would like to make a real connection with them, let me know, because those things can turn out well. You can't be an expert in every line of insurance. I mean, some people try to be, but really you end up doing everything kind of halfway. So why not partner with someone and take some, commission? I mean, like for example, I'm going to be doing a webinar coming up, and that'll be down below also. But I'm going to be doing a webinar on health insurance. A lot of agents are like me. Oh, health insurance. I don't want to touch that. But wouldn't it be nice to get some of those commissions? And you have business clients and individuals and people that are in that gap before Medicare. You have those people and they need, health insurance. Wouldn't it be better to keep them in your little group? And the way you can do that is by partnering with one of our hand selected, health agents, and you guys split the commission. You work out something together and you get something out of it money wise, but you get satisfaction from knowing you helped your client and you kept them closer to you. And everybody profits from this kind of relationship. I mean, all our lives in training, I know this because I've been in insurance since 1996, and I know they train you to be very adversarial and very, competition. But really, if we all learn to work together better, we could all profit and we could do the right things for the consumers. And really, in the end, that's what I want to do as well. So thank you for listening. If you have any questions, if you need resources, please go to safemoneytrends.com, and go into the for agents section. There's a page and you can fill it out, and I will put in the notes what you want to talk about, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. If you need anything else, call my office during regular office hours. 951 is the area code, 658-0492. Again, 951-658-0492. Thank you very much and have a blessed day.